Hello everybody, my name's Hayden, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to add a bit of a flow to your edit and just make it look nice. And today I'm actually going to be doing something a bit different from my normal edits where I usually do like a super over edit visual and I usually do third person and not an actual game view. But this time I'm actually going to do that for once, so let's actually get into this. So first off, I'm going to be just playing without anything else besides just the clips, trimming it down, basic cutting. I have my beats here. Not the most accurate beats, but they'll get the job done. So let's see the preview. Okay, so there we go. Now we've seen what my edit looks like, and it looks pretty bad. Just gonna say that right now. And the reason why is because it literally has no time remapping. It has none of my effects, so it looks extremely basic. And if your edits look like this, well then, there's gonna be a massive improvement for you. Okay, so let's actually get this started by doing Control-Alt-T on your keyboard, and it's gonna bring up time remapping. I've already done a basic cut here, so I just have this already. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select these 2 points, press F9 on my keyboard, or if you're on a laptop, you might have to press FN with it. And now we're just going to press the graph editor right here, zoom in on the timeline, pick the first point, drag that up, and drag this down. And the reason why I'm able to do such a sharp or steep, or not even really steep, just a direct flat line is because these clips are 600 FPS. So if you look at it, I can do that because there's so many frames in this, and this is only 24 FPS comp, and that's actually my recommendation. Never do 60 or anything like that. 1920 by 800 and then 24 for the frame rate, so you can slow down if you have 60 FPS clips and make it look a lot nicer. Okay, so now that we've done this, now we're going to just do my time remapping also for this, and we already have this up, so let's just select these, boom, go to the graph editor again, and we're going to do the same exact thing. We're just going to do that, and that's a pretty common one. Sometimes it might be a bit better to do a different one, but this will get really good results because it's extremely basic, but it looks good because it just boom, boom. And now that we're in here, this is going to be a bit harder since this is only 60 FPS clip, so we can't do as much work with it as what I would normally do. And yeah, since this is a basic one, it's not really needed to change it whatsoever. Then we get the shot, but what I am going to do is when this is going up, perfectly fine, not going to touch this because there's no need for it, but this I am going to touch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my clip right here, go to the very front of it, Control-T, now set a time remapping point on both edges. Do not try to adjust it without doing this, because if you don't, then it's going to mess up the time a little bit and it's just going to feel off. So now we're going to just delete the 2 endpoints, and now we're all good. And now I'm going to select these two, select it. Now I'm going to just do a basic graph, and I want to hit that point right there with the gunshot. I'm going to try syncing it up, and the best way to achieve that is to select timecode right here, Control-C on the keyboard, and now just click on K to go to the next keyframe or time, or the little marker here. Then we're just going to paste it in there, and now we have a new point. And if we go in here, we'll see this point right here. So what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to just drag it up and drag this down, and it should look like this. And that looks really good. It's a bit stuttery. It has a bit of a stutter, but I'll just try correcting it a little bit. Okay, there we go. And now I'm going to just jump right down here. Bring that. And that looks pretty good. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just keep on going with this. I think I'm going to do for this next beat right here, I'm going to do an gun shot. So Control-Alt-T. And then we're just going to do the same thing that we did with the markers, time remapping, just so we have a clean and we won't have any problems with it. And I'm going to do a marker right there. So right there is fine. There's 2 ways of doing this. You can drag it like this, or you can do how I did previously with just going through this and finding the point and then copying the timecode and dragging in. Either one's perfectly fine. This is the way that I mainly do it. And now with that, boom. And I don't know if this will look good or if I'll have to mess with it further, since I think that's a bit, yeah, that's a bit too far normally. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to do this extra beat because I'm going to have this cinematic. So it's perfectly fine with just leaving it there. But there's also limitations using actual clips and not doing the full edit, because you won't be able to have as fast clips or anything like that. That's sort of a limitation, but some people also like the aesthetic of this, of it not being an over edit. Sometimes I like this. I'm not the biggest fan, but a lot of people are, and it might be able to get people into watching the actual video. I'm going to bring this up right here. I'm actually going to delete this just so I can realign this. There we go. Just want to add a bit of extra time just so I have more room to play with. And then boom. And now I'm just going to do a normal Control-Alt-T on it, just normal time remapping, and I'm going to just smooth it out just in the middle, since this is a 600 FPS clip, and it should look 100% fine with it. And now, drag this up. There's a lot of information in this, so we'll be able to put straight lines on this, make it look good. And now this is going to be my final burst of these clips, and then I'm going to work on a bit of these extra clips at the very end, or just mess with it later. I'm actually going to just drag this to the very end because it's a time-lapse sort of look, so I want to get all this information in here. I'm going to just set that right there. Now we have the time map, just basic thing like we've been doing with all these other clips. It's really just rinsing and repeating the whole pattern of it. And then there's some different ones where you can do where instead of doing this, you can have it be more of a slope like that, where it could be really slow and then boom. And the reason why you would want to do that is if your clip like that one ended off slowly, you can also continue it slowly. So you really just want to keep the motion. So if there's a lot of motion in this clip happening, then you want to have a lot of motion like that. But if there's not as much, you maybe want to start ramping it up. It might be a good idea to do something like that. Right about there should look good. And then yeah, it's mainly just trying to continue the motion as much as possible. And if you do that, you should be able to get a good result for your edit. And now that looks pretty good because it's continuing the motion. And now I think I'm going to finish this and play with music. I'll show you what the progress of this so far is. Okay, so there you go, guys. Now I'm going to finish this all up. I'm going to do my last few clips because it's just 3 right here. And it shouldn't be that big of a difference. And then I'm just going to do this last cinematic. And then I'm all done. Going to just do my basic effects, color grade, all that stuff. And then I'll be done. So, enjoy the video.
I'm falling into lake.
Okay guys, so if you enjoyed the video, then please do leave a like. So here on the left side is a new video that I just uploaded, and on the right side is what YouTube thinks you would be interested in. Or if you guys want, I'm going to be starting a playlist soon on my channel where you'll be able to actually watch more tutorials like this, and I'm also trying to change up my style. So if you guys like how the last video was with the face cam, I think I like this because it's a little bit easier. My name's Light, and peace.